You have a hard time telling him what you like in the bedroom is for two main reasons. Number one is that you're relying on him too much to open you up or to know what to do to your body. And a lot of this happens from subliminal messaging, from marketing ads, from Disney movies, from romantic novels, from the corn industry, where there's this knight in shining armor or this guy that walks on scene, and then the woman just opens up, and it's just like this thing that happens. The second reason is because we are operating, our arousal system and our big O system is operating on an outdated model that, thank God, research is finally coming out with to show that there's a wider range of big O experiences, which is really saving relationships and marriages. But this older model that we still live out today is from Masters and Johnson's in the late 50s, where there's this study that they did inside of a research lab that big O and arousal is excitement, plateau, the big O, and then resolution. So it's very formulaic, and it really lends to the male experience of the more reliable way for men to have big O's. And a lot of that has to do, again, a big rabbit hole here, but a lot of that has to do with biology. Their genitals, for most men, are on the exterior, and they are visually seeing their genitals become erect and soft. So then they are going, oh, I am this is what I do, da, 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 all this stuff. Whereas for women, it's less noticeable per se. And so there had been this large movement to model the big O experience and arousal to map it to the male body. Let's not forget that the pubic nerve in a female body comes from the root word pudendum, which means to be ashamed of. So there's still this model of the way SMECs should be male oriented, that they have the answer. That puts a lot of pressure on male bodied people and a lot of dissatisfied women and a lot of disastrous relationships. Women and men have different conditioning that happens over time as they develop inside of their body related to their sexuality. For men, they get a strong messaging that their sense of self-worth is wrapped up around their income, their status, and how many big O's they can give their female partner. So fast track, we're in a new era. We are redefining what relationship means to us. It's very different from just even a generation ago. It's exciting, but also there's a lot of turbulence here. So as a woman going to a man, it can bring up a lot of wounding, because if their psychosomatic orientation to their life is, I need to be okay in these domains, and if something is not okay, it becomes a trigger, because it's actually triggering a deep part of their brain that they're not going to survive properly. So the other reason, in addition to relying too much on men having the answers, that stems from late dated research that we're all kind of swimming in, that women can feel, or they start to have conversations with men and it starts to trigger terror inside of their body. The other thing with men is that their SMECs and their big O has been very formulaic. And so to train men and to open up to the concept that there are many different types of orgasm, there's even actual, I'm not even kidding you, I have seen this, witnessed this, all of the things, that men can have orgasms as powerful as when they are ejaculating to when they're not ejaculating. It just takes a training. And a lot of what this trip up process is that when you start to move your sexual energy that is non-genital focused and you start to move it into the different parts of your body, you start to unearth a cleaning process of the wounding of the heart, the wounding of the throat, the wounding of leadership, the wounding of connection, the wounding between heart and SMECS connection. So that creates a whole wave of healing and experience. So just to recap here, why it is so challenging to talk to your male partner around what it is that you like in the bedroom is either because you are relying too much on him to know, and second, that you are trying to have conversation and there's a bit of resistance and fear that's happening in his body that you're picking up in your nervous system. And so it's really paramount to have a foundational understanding inside of your body that you know is discerning, to be able to have the hard conversations that are rooted in truth and love, because that is actually what's going to create the resiliency and the stability for long-term partnerships and great smecks that last the years. I want to hear more about how to actually build a resilient sexual relationship with yourself, but also ultimately with another person, and reap the rewards of that beauty of what that birthright is, then go to the link in the bio and opt in to my newsletter, because each week I'm going to be sharing stories, tips, practices, a lot of juicy things that social media platforms have a really hard time allowing me to share. So I'd love to see you there.